Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true. I'll go first.
When I was about 23, I moved into this apartment and I had a nighttime job. So I was taking a nap before I had to go into work. And I just remember, I went to a deep sleep and I remember hearing my grandmother call my name. And when she called my name, I was like, I'm half asleep. I don't feel like waking up. Then she called my name again, really loudly. And then I realized, hold up, I'm in my apartment by myself. I realized where I was. And I jumped up, and I kid you not, I took the deepest, breathing the life back into me breath that I'd ever taken in my entire life. I have still yet to have that breath again. And I don't ever want to experience that again. It was almost like that breath, when you watch those movies, when someone had drowned and was no longer breathing, and someone, resuscitates them and they take that, that shit. It was even louder than that though, y'all. I really felt like I was sucking the life back into me. And in that moment, as I was sucking the breath back into my body, I looked in the doorway of my bedroom because I was sleeping on the living room sofa, and I could see a tall, dark, cloaked figure standing in the doorway. And as I was taking my deep breath back in, it was disappearing. Me still not even registering what had happened, I called my grandmother to see, was she okay? Because I had experienced other things in the past, and me hearing her call my name, I thought something was wrong with her. So I called her and I told her what happened. And then that's when I realized it was me was having the issue. And she told me, you heard my voice because I'm always praying for you. Yeah. So that death cloaked figure thing, that thing is real. Okay? That thing is real.
The year's 2019. I had just got married, like the day prior. I'm headed to my honeymoon with my husband. We're in Middle Tennessee and we're traveling down to Florida, so we go through Alabama. And we made a stop in Alabama to get like food or gas or something, who knows. And we're just trying to get back to the interstate at this point in time. So I'm like on my phone trying to navigate him which way to go. And I remember like we couldn't head left for some reason. So I told him like, hey, just head right. So he is turning to go right. And it's this like smaller road. It's not connected to the interstate. It's a roundabout to get back to the interstate. But we just turned, and first thing we saw in the middle of the road is this black dog who's like cowering. It looks mad. It is snarling at us. It is like almost foaming at the mouth with just like spit. It was angry. It was mad. But we're like, fuck it. Like we have no choice. Like we have to go down this road. So we just like wait for this little dog to pass. And I remember making a comment to my husband like, oh, I didn't like that. That doesn't feel good, right? So dog aside, like I'm a little creeped out, but like it's nothing major. It's just a weird dog. But when we're heading down this road, like it just starts feeling heavy. Like something feels wrong, something feels off. And I'm like trying to keep my cool, whatever, like I'm just trying to get out of here. But we keep going. And I think at this point I'd already turned the radio down because I was getting a little freaked out. But I felt like I kept hearing something. So I turned all the volume off. Like I was like, okay, be quiet for a second. It sounded like a girl was like singing or screaming. Could not make it out for the life of me, but it definitely added to the like, oh fuck, I'm freaked out, right? So at this point I can't keep cool. I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, babe, I'm really freaking out. Like we gotta get out of here. This goes on for, I don't know, it feels like 5 or 10 minutes, but I had this feeling in my like gut where I was like, you need to text someone. You need to let them know where you are. Like something's going to happen here. Something's not right. Text someone. And I think I was like messaging my brother on Snapchat so he could see me like moving on the map. He knew exactly where I was. I was snapping him like every 30 seconds or something. And I was just texting him like, hey, I'm in this weird part of Alabama. Don't feel great about it. I'm just texting you so you have my location. Like just please keep your phone open in case I need someone. No sooner than that, put my phone down. And it's getting a little bit darker. It's not fully dark yet, but I get this feeling in like my heart, my body, everything about me was like, something is wrong. Put my phone down after I'm texting my brother, look to my right, and on this, I have fucking chills. On this side of the road, there's a church. And now, like I said, it's not even dark, but this church looks lit up. Like, it looks like there are lights just on this church. There's a little outhouse beside the church and a graveyard. And I don't know what it is. But I look at my husband like, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of here right now. This is not okay. Like, I'm scared. The most dread, like true dread I have felt from nothing happening to me. Like, the feeling was like tangible. But long story short, like, we get out of there. We're fine. I remember like in the car, like Googling things about this place in Alabama just to see like what the crime rates were, like if other people had felt this, whatever. But honeymoon ends, we go back home, and I'm telling one of my friends about this experience. I'm like, this was the weirdest thing I've ever felt. Like, I've never been so scared just from looking at a church before, whatever. And I remember what area we're in. I remember what the church looked like and everything. So my friend's like, oh, I want to look it up. She goes and types it in, like where I was in Alabama and this church. And she's looking at me and she goes, is this the church? Shows me her phone. I'm like, yeah, that's the church. Like, that is crazy. That's so weird. Like, I remember feeling chills just looking at that photo of the church. And she stares at me for a little bit. She's like, Tori, that church burned down in 2015. It burned all the way down in 2015. 4 years prior to me seeing it.